Okay, so all you need is your piece of fabric. In this case, this one is 30 centimeters by 23 because that's what Joann Fabric is donating for free. But a better measurement if you have more fabric is to use 35 centimeters by 21 centimeters. But this one works also. And again, this one is 30 centimeters by 23. And then you need your elastic bands. And I've been doing these out to be 24 centimeters, but if they're stretchier, like this elastic material, if they're stretchier, I do it around 19 centimeters. If it's a sturdier kind, like this one, I've been doing it 24. So we have these already cut out and we have our piece of fabric. First step is flipping it and turning it in half, making sure that the design is on the inside. And then we're going to make sure that we leave 10 centimeters of here open. So we're going to sew the top and we're going to sew the bottom, but we're going to leave 10 centimeters open. So this is not a perfect fold over, so I will have a little excess, but it's fine. So I just kind of eyeball here to see where I need to stop since I do have a ruler here. And then I take it from there. So we're going to start forward stitch, back stitch to lock it, and then keep going. Back stitch to lock it, and then we're going to cut our threads. So there we have just the top. Now we're going to skip through 10 centimeters and do just the bottom. Making sure this is lined up good. Back stitch to lock it. Back stitch to lock it. So now you can see where there's 10 centimeters left open here. So now the next step is going to be to open this. And you don't want this lined up quite in the middle. You want it a little more on the top because this pocket's actually going to be where you would insert a filter if you have access to them. So this is where we're going to be sewing in our strings. So put them in. You can do it one at a time. I prefer doing it one at a time, but some people do it. Go ahead and insert both, but I like doing one side at a time. Forward stitch, back stitch, and then when you get to here, and let me zoom in on this part, you want to make sure that you're unfolding this part here. So that way when it's sewn, it's nice and clean. So when we flip this on the outside, you're not going to see any of that hanging fabric. And then make sure that your other side of the string is sticking out here and ready to be sewn. And back stitch to lock it. So now this is what we've got. And now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Forward stitch. And if you lose your thread, you gotta rethread it. Okay, so now forward stitch, back stitch, unfold your flap here, Make sure this side is ready. You don't want to run it over there. So at this point we have both of the strings stitched in both sides. This is the mask upright so far, it's still inside out. But what we're going to do next is fold this in half, and we're going to make a little triangle here. It's going to be 1 centimeter this way, 3 centimeters that way. And this is just going to give it a little bit of a shape around our chin for the final mask. So I lay it down on my ruler. Some people prefer to draw it on with pen. So I just lay it down on my ruler. I nip it at 1 centimeter. And then I turn to the side. I see the 3 centimeters. And I cut to the 3 centimeters. It doesn't have to be perfect. From here, we're going to unfold it, but we're actually going to sew it this way. So like you're opening a sandwich bag, we're going to sew it this long V-ways. And then make sure you turn a little. And then I always like to double check it after and make sure that I sewed fully, so that way there's no holes from the outside of the mask. Right here I got a little close, so I'm just gonna go over this threading right here. And now it looks fully covered and durable. So now when we look at our mask, we see the indentation here, and we can go ahead and open this up. Now normally I clean up these threads, but for the sake of just showing you the video, I'm going to leave them there, but make sure you clean up these threads before flipping it over, just so there's no discomfort or feeling threads. So you're going to flip your mask inside out. And you're going to be able to pull your strings out. So we're almost done here. The only thing left is to add pleats. But you could see here the shape this adds. And you could see here the pocket where you would insert a filter if you have access. So now I'm just going to add pleats. So what I do, I flip over the top right above the center seam, but not quite. And the bottom, I flip up and over like so. So we're going to go ahead and sew this side down and then do the other side. So this one just flipped over, and then this one flipped and created a crease here. And this is going to be for tucking under your chin, and this is going to be for tucking over your nose. So now we're going to do the other side, and just make sure, since it doesn't have to be perfect and I don't measure these, you just make sure it lines up with what your other side is. So now we have a finished mask. It really just needs to have the threads cleaned up, but I'll go ahead and show you how it fits. So this goes over your nose and this goes under your chin. So it's gonna go like so. over your nose, under your chin, and around your ears. So pretty quick and easy, and you can insert a filter here for extra protection. They are recommending the HEPA filter, which is found in AC filters and vacuum filters. I do think this does the trick though if you're just running to the grocery store, but if you're in medical personnel, that's when I would recommend inserting a filter. But that's basically it. Just remember to clean up your threads, but this is it.